I'm Garrett Bergman, and this is Berg in Outdoors. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another video here on Berg in Outdoors. And recently we've been having a couple possums get into our barn here and into our chicken food. So I'm going to show you guys how to set a trap, a foothold trap here, and how to get rid of them. Alrighty guys, a lot of you are probably thinking that we're just trying to trap these possums just for fun or just to kill them, but there's actually a pretty good reason here. I'm going to show you. This is our chicken coop out here. I'll throw them a little bit of lettuce. You can see that we have quite a few chickens, and we have a couple that are not in the pen. We also have ducks. I'll show you those here in a little bit. But all these chickens here need to be protected from predators because they are not smart. They're pretty dumb. So if we just let all these possums come in here and eat the chicken food, they'll either run out of chicken food and they'll attack our chickens, or they'll just move up to the next thing, which are chickens and chicken eggs. So that is the reason why we need to get rid of these. Every winter we have problems with predators like raccoons and possums. This is actually the second time this year we've had problems with possums, so it's just time for them to go again. Alrighty guys, so here's one of our ducks. We call him Big Fatty because he's absolutely huge, and he's actually outlived all the rest of our ducks. He's from the original group. We've had 3 groups of ducks, and they've all been eaten by predators, so that's another big reason why we need to get rid of these possums as soon as we can. But he's just a big fat duck. He cannot fly at all because he's so fat, and we named him Fatso because of that reason. I'm going to show you guys the other ducks that we just got. So we just got these ducks right here. I know there's a glare on the camera, so I don't know if you can see that. Four ducks right here. But we just picked these ducks up, so here's another reason why we need to get rid of these possums as soon as possible. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how I set my traps here. Some people do it with their hands, and they'll push down on the jaws to get them level, so that way you can put your trigger over the top of one of them to hold that trap down. I like to do it with my feet just because it's easier for me, so I can have both hands free to put that trigger on there. I already have my trap staked to my wood post here in the barn, my corral area. So it's already staked in here, so I can't really move it that far. But I'm going to go ahead and use my feet to press down and pull that trigger off. Okay, so I pressed down and pulled my trigger up, but you probably can't see this. I'll probably move the camera in maybe a little bit so that way you can see this. But basically my pan is not sitting level. It's actually sitting further up. So I need to push down on my pan a little bit to get it to sit level. Please, if you're setting a trap, you need to be really careful. You can see that my thumb's going underneath the jaw of the trap. Just in case this fires, my finger will not get stuck in the trap. The trap will just go off and I can just reset it. So make sure you go underneath the jaw for this part. Okay, so now I've got my pan pretty level right here. It's a little bit sticking up, but that's okay. So I'm going to bed the trap. And okay, so here is where my trap will sit. And you can see that it's not 100%, the dirt's not filled in around there. So if you were just to put dirt on top of this, you'd have a lot of wiggle around your edges. And an animal that's coming in, they could step on it and they could feel that wiggle and then they would back away. I don't know if a possum would do that because possums are pretty stupid, but if you're trapping like a raccoon or a fox, they're definitely going to feel that. So you just take some of your dirt and fill around it. And what you're trying to do here is pack it in on the sides so that way that wiggle is not there. But don't try to get a lot in this pan circle here because that's not gonna help your trap fire. That's gonna hurt it a lot. So just try to go around it and try to make it as sturdy as possible. Okay, so I've got pretty sturdy here. When you press on the edges, you can see it wobbles a little bit, but I can easily fix that with, these chickens are right behind me, but I can easily fix that with, when I put my napkin on top, I can put more dirt around that, which will be just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and get my napkin and put it on top. Okay, so here's my napkin right here. Normally I'd use a piece of paper, but I couldn't find any, and I'm trying to do this a little bit quick here. But I'm just going to take my napkin, and I'm just going to put it right on top, and that's going to stop the dirt from getting underneath my trap. And then I'm just going to fill in the dirt around here to blend it in with the top. You want enough dirt on here where you can't see your napkin or your paper, but you don't want so much dirt on here that your trap goes off. There's a little high spot right there that I just pushed down with my hammer. Remember, you don't want to put your finger anywhere near the trap, because if that trap somehow goes off, you do not want your finger getting caught in one of these traps. They will hurt pretty good. They won't break your finger, but they will definitely hurt. Now that my trap's set and it's bedded right here, I'm going to go ahead and create my funnel along here to make sure the animal goes in the area where the trap is, so I have the most chance of success on catching this animal. Okay, so my trap is set right in this area. I may put a little bit of this straw debris on top of it just to make it blend in more like the ground around it. But I don't think that'll matter a whole lot because I did a pretty good job blending in that trap. So I think I'll be just fine with that. But I'm going to get a couple buckets and block off this side here along this bag, so that way the possum has to come in that way. Okay, so I think that's going to do it. I have these two trash cans right here, which is kind of blocking this in. Remember, my trap is right in this area, or that pan is, that I need that animal to step in. So that animal is going to come right down this lane. I may move this one just a tiny bit. That should be good right there, because if you were an animal, especially a possum, you're going to take the path of least resistance. So you're coming down here and walking straight down into here, and then you're going down into this area, and you just stepped on the trap and you didn't even realize it. Let me show you that one more time. So the possum comes in over here, and it comes right down the side here, and going straight, you'd step on that trap. Maybe you'd be off to the left a little bit, but I don't think so. I think more than likely, you're probably going to step on the trap either getting into the feed bag or coming out of the feed bag. Alrighty guys, I'm done with the trap. I'm going to wait overnight and come back out here either tomorrow morning or tomorrow night after I get home from school and football practice. But I showed you guys my chickens and my ducks, so I think it's only fair that I show my cows too. So let's go ahead and head on over there and see how they're doing. We got two of them, but come on now. He just says lick the camera. Those are my cows. One right there, one right there. Alrighty guys, it's a couple days later and we finally got something in the trap, so I'm going to take you guys inside and show you what we got. I've already been inside, so I know what we have. So if you don't want to see anything that's a little bit gruesome, you might want to click off of the video or skip forward a couple minutes because it is pretty gruesome. My dad came out here this morning before I went to school and had football practice, and we barely caught it by its toe. I'll show you when we get inside the barn. And we had to kill it this morning, so it's been sitting there all day out in the sun, so it's pretty stinky and it's gruesome. So if you don't want to see it, like I said, just skip forward a little bit on the video and you won't have to see it. And we caught ourselves a raccoon right there. As you can see, it's a decent sized raccoon, and this whole area is all tore up. This is why it's really important to get rid of these predators as soon as you can and not letting them wait till they do damage, because if they go after our chickens, we're probably going to lose at least one chicken a night. You can see that it tore up this hose, just shredded that in 2 places, and tore up that bucket. Now there's a hole in that trash can right there. All these bags are ripped up, and you can see here's the trap, and we barely caught it by its pinky toe. So that's a hairline catch. We also had one day where we came out here, which was yesterday, and the trap was sprung but nothing was in it. So we're gonna check the trail camera. I did put a trail camera out here. It's right down here. So I'll check the camera to see about the catch, but we did end up getting the raccoon. I'm just gonna take this raccoon and go bury it outside because the fur is not gonna be any good because it's too hot out and too warm out, and we don't really eat raccoons around here, so I'm just going to go bury it. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. Huge shout out to everyone that has bought a t-shirt so far. I really appreciate the support. Stay tuned. I got a lot of hunting videos coming soon.